The Programme National d'Efficacité Énergétique PNEE is underway. Its objective is to assist local companies to be more energy efficient by creating an ecosystem. In the middle term, savings in energy can potentially reach 1.2 billion rupees annually, representing a decrease in consumption of 40 megawatts on the local grid. Finally, our country at large will benefit from the PNEE program, which will have a positive impact on the environment. The PNEE has a specific project for the heat production system, namely hot water, steam, and hot air.
During the creation of the PNEE, Business Mauritius has undertaken a pilot project on steam system in 2014 with 8 companies. Now on this specific project, 4 additional companies participated in the audit, and if we include the boilers of the textile project, this makes a total of 15 audited boilers which have been audited. And out of these 15 boilers, 4 of them run with coal and 11 with heavy fuel oil. It is in the interest of the companies to invest in an energy saving program, as this will alleviate their environmental impact, especially in the emission of greenhouse gas due to the use of fossil resources.
If we focus on PNEE's team of 2017, the 4 participating companies are industries involved in the production of alcohol, tea manufacturing, and refining of edible oil. The cumulative energy bill based on fossil fuel is around 20 million rupees annually.
Gray's Distilling produces 7 million litres of alcohol annually, which requires a significant amount of steam, and this puts additional pressure on us regarding our boilers. With the QSE system that was implemented, we came to the point that performing an audit on our steam process was a must in order to quantify our savings, if any, and the request of PNEE steam came at the right time. We use steam to produce heated air, which is then used to wilt leaves and to manufacture tea. Given that we had 1 boiler with damaged fire tubes, which was out of order, we opted for an audit in order to know where exactly to invest our funds. Moroil has always sought to produce a top-quality refined oil, complying with international standards. We principally use steam as a source of energy with the use of coal, and the steam is used to produce a vacuum system in the different stages of refining.
The companies participating in the PNEE benefit from a financing scheme for the audit of which 60% is co-financed by the Agence Française de Développement and the European Union. The training sessions are funded by the HRDC. The technical assistance of the PNEE program has visited the 4 sites to formulate the requirement specifications. Afterwards, a bid was launched to recruit audit companies specialized in steam processing systems.
The directors of these companies have understood that energy should be considered like any other raw material, like any other primary materials which are used in the manufacturing process, and which should be treated accordingly and to be efficient in saving on this raw material.
The audit consists of an inspection of the installations accompanied by an instrumentation phase in order to measure and monitor the production, distribution, and use of steam. The data collections, as well as discussions with the maintenance officers, allow the auditor to identify avenues for potential energy savings.
During the audit phase, we had a very positive exchange between the auditor and our maintenance officers, and also with other key personnel of the factory. There are some elements of the action plan that we have been able to implement immediately, and also follow the auditor's recommendations, which have been proved to be very helpful. The audit report is great because we have never been able to assess the energy generated by steam before, but with Optinergy, we did it. The similarities that we noticed in these companies is their concern with regards to energy consumption and their strong commitment towards energy savings. We can significantly improve the overall performance of combustions by readjusting properly the settings of the boilers. We can also achieve considerable savings in the insulating network, not only on the piping system, but also on all processors, valves, flanges, clamps, etc., which are located within the steam piping system.
The presentation of the audit report is accompanied by a collective training session on the use of steam energy. The individual presentations have helped the companies to use the report as a practical tool to prepare future action plans.
There are certain areas where energy losses were identified. Despite this, further savings could be achieved in some other areas, and this represents 10% of the annual charcoal bill. I believe that the audit was of a very good level and also very professionally done. Right from the beginning, we found many defects in our steam distribution system and also some weaknesses in the blowdown valves. And we also found that weekly production breaks were counterproductive. And finally, for the maintenance managers or energy officers with whom we have worked closely, the fact of having an audit based on figures, based on calculations, will give them more credibility vis-à-vis the management in order to justify the action plans for energy management.
Following the PNEE scheme, the direct outcome of this program will be around 13% savings on the annual electricity bill of the participants.
La fourchette est très large puisque
The scope for potential energy saving is very large, ranging from approximately 4 to 26% of gains. The return on investment can be yielded in the short and middle term, that is, to an average period between 2 and 5 years for these operations. And with the implementation of the recommendations, we will achieve substantial gains. And I think that companies should warmly welcome this kind of audit, which is very beneficial both economically and environmentally. We have obtained very positive outcomes, but unfortunately, our aim was to replace the boiler used to convert steam into heat energy by a standalone heated air generator. But till now in Mauritius, this cannot be done.
In fact, over and above the potential energy savings, another feedback resulting from the PNEE scheme is that the local industry is restricted in terms of choice of fuel compared to international companies.
The fact where we will have to rely on a particular biomass or natural gas need to be thoroughly investigated in partnership between the private sector and public entities in order to help companies to benefit from a national structured network dedicated to fuels.